We're gonna pause the music. We're gonna head into Discord and talk to Mr. Madzie. All right. Get this. Oh man, dang it. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Full screen. What I want. All right, and we will go to there. All right, I think they can see you now. Can you talk for a second just to make sure that they can hear you?
Hey, how you doing?
Just like introduce yourself, I guess.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Okay, perfect. So they can hear you. So I figured let's just jump straight into it. So, like, if you want to like kind of introduce yourself, like who you are, what you do, just for people that might not know who you are that are at the live stream.
Well, I'm Madzie, as you already know, and I'm just basically a YouTube channel that just does reactions to just random things, but predominantly weight related. You know what I mean? Just to give my opinion, and that's pretty much it. To be honest with you, just keeping it basic. I don't want to go too much into it, you know.
Cool. So I guess I'm kind of curious. So the way that we obviously got in touch, I guess, was someone sent DMs from that we had to your channel, and then you kind of put those on your channel. So I'm kind of curious, why do you make the videos that you make? Like, is there a connection that you have? Like for me, so I'll give you an example because I'm not just trying to grill you. Like the reason I make these types of videos, the reason I make the commentary-based videos, right? People are saying that he needs to be louder. There's nothing I can do about changing his volume. So just for the people that are asking. So the reason I make the types of videos that I do, the commentary-based videos on like a lot of weight-related subjects is because obviously for me, I was once almost 400 pounds and I ended up losing the weight. And for quite a while, I remember it was about 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, I remember I started getting people being like, weight loss is fat phobic, or before and after pictures are fat phobic. The name ObeseToBeast is fat phobic. And I remember thinking like, what is going on here, right? And so then I started doing a little bit more research on like health at every size and the whole, just that whole group of people, that whole thing, right? Yeah. And then I kind of just naturally started making videos because I obviously like disagreed, but at the same time, I understood like where people were coming from and like where their mindset was at. And so I tried to explain my side of things while also trying to understand where they were coming from, right? So that's why, at least I believe, I make these types of videos. Obviously, I know that we both have critics that say that we just hate people and that we're terrible people, right? I get that. But like, that's, in my head, that's why I make the videos that I make. So like, what is, like, did you have a past of like obesity? Have you, like, I'm just kind of curious as to like why you make these videos.
Okay, cool. I mean, before I actually, to be fair, this is a very basic story. I've been in YouTube for about 5 years. I have another channel that I did it based on music around back home in South Africa and whatnot. And then I wanted to make another channel because I've got a lot of experience and a lot of opinions when it comes to health. Health has been my life pretty much majority, right? And at the time, I met someone who at that moment in time was in a weight situation, okay? And I was merely having a conversation with them and I was just giving them my advice on X, Y, Z. And then obviously I explained that I did YouTube and I was looking to start something new. But I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do per se. But based on my information that I was giving this person, they said to me, you should go and react to someone called Amberlynn Reid. And my answer was, who's that? So basically I started a whole new channel, you know what I mean? Because what it was, my other channel, I just kind of sometimes when you're a creator, you kind of fizzle out of what you do and you need a fresh start, So I did some research on Amberlynn Reid, watched about 2 or 3 compilations, and I was okay, cool. I got the gist of who she was, so I made my first video. And since the first video that I made, I then got requested to do Chantel. So I did Chantel, obviously, aka Foodie Booty, right? And then after that, I got Alexander Rodriguez as a request, But at the same time, for me, it's like I didn't want to be just weight related, okay? So then I started looking at other YouTubers that I started doing, like the Megan Lee's X, Y, Z. But the reason why, I've grown within this community is because of requests. You know what I mean? It was went from a suggestion that became requested. But
trust me, I know how that is.
Have I ever been obese? Exactly, you know what I mean? So it's like, when it comes to, have I ever been obese? No, I haven't, do you know what I mean? I don't know why, and no disrespect to no one else, but I don't know why. I mean, for me, based on me, that was never gonna happen because I've always been sporty. But one thing that I do know is that I was in a relationship for 8 years, and my partner, originally when I met her, she was obese at the time, and I helped her lose a ton of that weight, And obviously, I'm in the UK, so we do everything by stone, and she was around about
14
15,
pounds.
16 stone. Yeah, she was around about the 15, 16 stone when I met her per se, but by the time we broke up, she was always down to like 10 stone, you know what I mean? So it was just like, me obviously helping her and just helping friends that I've had over the years anyway, it just seems like as if I had a niche for giving people advice. Not necessarily giving them like scientific research kind of stuff, just giving them advice on what I believe they should do best. And it seems to be something that worked out. So therefore, this person said to me, you know what, just react to Amberlynn Reid because she's someone who's been portraying this character of claiming to be losing weight, but is always gaining weight year in, year out and just making da-da-da-da-da. So I was like, okay, cool, let's do it. So I did it. And then the rest is pretty much history, to be honest with you. So yeah.
So do you believe that the videos that you make on Amberlynn Reid help her?
Absolutely not. Because the thing is, there's a fine line between helping people. No, there's a fine line between helping the YouTuber compared to helping the subscribers. When I first done a video on Amberlynn Reid, I didn't know where I was going to go. So, but fast forward to now, I would be lying if I said that I make videos specifically to just motivate the YouTuber. I make it more for the viewers, because for me, it's like, here's the thing. For me, my background is I'm a teacher. I teach PE. That's what I do, right? And the thing is, in life, the thing that we neglect to understand sometimes is that has influencers or has people that are on a screen, what we do gets projected to the crowd. And there are people that are very vulnerable to seeing certain things. So in my head, I was like, well, Amberlynn is someone that's too far gone. So same is so is Studio Beauty, right? But I know that there's a portion of their followers that watch them. And if I could at least to make content that's around giving them advice to say that, listen, this is what happens when you're not accountable for what you're doing. This is what happens when you keep giving yourself excuses. You know what I mean? This is what's going to happen to you. So can you not take yourself seriously? To some extent, which then obviously led on to people asking about Alexander Rodriguez. Now I'm doing people like Pink Sparkles in Canada about how she lies about X, Y, Z. So for me, my content is more based on helping the consumer, not necessarily the influencer, because there's a lot of influencers that portray that they're going to do something that they're not doing. But I can't always identify whether that's true or not. So therefore, I'd rather target more the audience rather than the person himself. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that you're at least honest about that, because I think there's a lot of reaction. I don't want to call you a reaction channel if that's not what you like to be called, but I feel like that's the best way to explain things, right? Some people hate being called a reaction channel, but like there's a lot of okay, so there's a lot of like reaction channels that will sit there and be like, no, I'm trying to help. And when I first got into the Amberlynn Reid thing, the first video I made, I was genuinely trying to help. I was like, I've heard a lot about this woman. I've heard a lot of negative stuff, but again, this is my first time ever coming across her. I was like, let me try and help. Let me reach out. So I made a video and she reached out to me and we started working together for a little bit, right? And that didn't go anywhere. Nothing really happened there. And people were like, I told you it was gonna happen, blah blah blah, and that's fine, right? But for me, when I make these videos, like again, yes, I understand that a lot of times, especially with the titles and thumbnails that I make, that everyone makes, right? It's about getting people to click on the video. And so if you just see the thumbnail, I understand why you wouldn't want to watch my video if it was about you, right? Like the videos that I've made about Alex. I understand that you wouldn't want to watch it, but my goal is that I hope that they can watch my video and then feel like they can still reach out to me and feel like we could have a conversation, right? Same thing with the video that I made. I don't want to say it wasn't on you, but like the last part where I'm not sitting here trying to, like, I want to be able to have a conversation. Like that's the goal of my videos. So like, you would say the goal of your videos is like, okay, this is just a genuine question. Do you ever get bored just like going over the same thing with these people? Like, does it ever just get kind of like repetitive for you?
Well, here's the thing with Booty. I would say she's the only one that I wouldn't say I get bored of. I get more frustrated because it's evident that this woman is on a path of hell. She's on a path of just destruction, right? So to be fair, when it comes to that specific person itself in general, I do find it hard from time to time because it's not nice to see someone that just doesn't care about life, just doesn't care about the health, especially when you're someone that loves health, and health is a way of life. We can never avoid it, especially if you want to live a life that is, that is prolonged for as long as possible. And the thing is, we live in a world where, suicide is growing. We live in a world where dementia is growing, so many illnesses, diagnoses are growing. So when you see someone like her now, it's like, sometimes I get those moments I'm like, I don't know if I want to do a video now. But everybody else, no. And the reason why I don't is because when I get so many people reaching out to me saying, hey, Maddie, can you make a video on Alex? Can you make a video on Pink Sparkles? Can you make a video on Megan? Can you make a video on Amberlynn? What happens is that the frustration that I feel within, so when I read what they say, I feel their pain, right? So it motivates me. It makes me feel like, you know what, now, we you know what, let's turn on the camera. We've got to do what's got to be done, you know what I'm saying? So I never get bored. I haven't got to that stage anyway, but I would say I definitely get a bit, iffy about Foodie Beauty at times because her life is just, how it's been allowed to be monetized on YouTube, I don't understand, but life is like, I can say this thing for Amberlynn Reid, but I think Amberlynn Reid has a class she does. Like, she's not vulgar on camera, she's just more words, so I can kind of tolerate it, you know what I mean? So yeah, but that's that really.
Yeah, so to be honest, I don't know. So like these creators that we're talking about, I don't enjoy watching their content, like even a little bit. So I don't know much about Foodie Beauty. Like I've made a couple, I think I made one video on her maybe. I don't honestly, I don't remember. I might have made a part of a video. Like this is how much I just don't care. And so like for me, it's hard for me to understand like why do you feel like the videos that you make, like why, like you said, I have to get this done, we have to make it, like why do you feel like they're necessary? Like what about your commentary, like on Foodie Beauty, who's just, someone that's lost and is like, if you want to call it eating themselves to death, whatever you want to say, like what is it about your content in particular that will help, maybe not her, like you've already said, but like will help other people?
Okay, so here's the thing, and I think this is where I'm going to mention the whole meme thing as well, and why the meme thing's become kind of like a big deal around my channel with the people that are a part of it. Here's the thing: whenever I make a video, at the end of my video, I always do a summary, and I always say, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when so happens. So the information that I give at the end of my video is the advice that I'm giving in terms of the situation itself. Okay, but the thing is, well, I take huge pride in how I deliver my stuff because living the life that I've lived, in the UK, XYZ, one thing that I learned a very long time ago is that for me to be taken seriously in life, I have to speak proper English. I mean, a lot of people have accused me of being posh, to be fair, in the UK, because obviously when you're a black man who speaks in a certain type of way, well, when you speak obviously with the slang, people are like, hey, are you posh? Like, do you come from Central London? It's quite hilarious. But anyway, and this is the thing. The reason why the whole meme thing has been blown out of not in proportion, but people are taking the way that they're taking is because here's the thing. And this is the thing, I'm only going to say this once, because for me, I told myself when I started YouTube, I never wanted to be about race. I never wanted to be about my skin because I've lived that life. I still live that life. So I'm just like, it is what it is, you know what I mean? That's why even when I made my video about Miss Alexandra Rodriguez, there was a part where I spoke about a tweet that she made, okay, that was racial. And even Pink Sparkles, I spoke about it, but I spoke about it in a way where I wasn't calling them out super racist. You know what I'm saying? I was saying, listen, this is something that's happened, and something needs to be done about it. Now, let's go back to the word mean itself in particular. The reason why certain people were in your comment section speaking a certain type of way, saying that maybe there's a microaggression happening and whatnot. Now, do I believe that you was being from racist in any kind of in any kind of way by saying mean? Absolutely not. But the reason why people are putting this narrative here is that the moment you repeat the word mean multiple times, what happens is people start to then project me as an angry black man. And the reason I said it is because there was certain people from my page who were also in your Discord, right? And because they saw some of your moderators speaking about me in a certain type of way that was subliminally like racial, people now are under the impression, or at least feel like, why are we calling this man mean, And the thing is as well, because people are now coming out saying that he's like the male version of Charlie Gold. I mean, to be honest with you, I find that quite hilarious because I was thinking to myself, apart from our skin tone, what do we have in common? We have nothing in common, you know what I mean, So I just wanted to kind of put that out there with that thing. And I think when I make my videos, I make them in the way that I want people to be connected to what I'm saying and not who I am, and not how I look, if you know what I mean. So for me, I think the thing that really stung a little bit was that when you gave your opinion on me being mean, it didn't make sense to me and a lot of us people on my channel because, in the video you said that you'd only seen a portion of the 2 videos, right? So we was like, hey, how is he mean if he's only seen a small portion, But here's the thing in life. We're always going to define people however we see them. We're always going to have our own criteria, right? Which is fine. I absolutely get it. But for me, on my channel, everything is about accountability. So whenever I make a video around anyone, I always bring evidence of why I've given this opinion about this person. But when there's this narrative being run now about me being mean, but then there isn't, there isn't evidence, you know what I mean? It then paints this picture where people are saying now, oh, we feel like ObeseToBeast is being microaggressive, Listen, I don't believe that, but I wanted to clear that up anyway, just to say that sometimes when we do say certain things without evidence that brings it accountable, it can come across in a certain type of way, if that makes sense. But sorry, I'm so sorry. I feel like I've completely skipped your question. Can you repeat the question again, please? Sorry, I kind of went.
Well, I want to answer that. So the reason I said
what was your question, sorry?
I don't remember anymore. But I want to respond to what you said. So the reason that I said that I thought you were mean was because I thought you were mean. Like that's I'm just being honest there. Like I watched maybe 2 or 3 minutes of the first video that was sent to me. I wasn't interested. It was very, dude, I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm just sharing how I felt in the moment, okay? This person sent me a DM and said, hey, I would love to have you talk about this, which happens all the time. I'm sure you can relate, right? You know how that is. And so I was like, oh, that sounds interesting to me. They sent me a link. I started watching the first 3 minutes of your video and I just wasn't interested. I felt like you were being mean. I'm not trying to, there's no microaggression there, dude. I promise. Whenever a white person says they're not racist, I know it makes me look freaking racist, but I don't think that I'm racist, I thought that you were being very nitpicky about it. Was I don't even remember, you were zooming in on her stomach and then saying, and then zooming in on her stomach and then saying, well, look at this one, and I was just okay, so for me, my videos that I make, I don't want to focus on that stuff. That's not what interests me. And so it's not because it was the type of video that you make. There are tons of people that make similar videos to you, right? That we can call them reaction channels or whatever. I've dealt with them in the past. I've seen the types of videos they make. I don't want to associate myself for the most part. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this. I was just being honest to this woman that sent me a message, right? And so I watched the first part of the video. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to make a video about this. I'm not interested. And so I left it there. I didn't even tell her that I thought you were mean. I wasn't like, this dude's such a jerk. I was like, okay, I'm not going to do it. And I left it. I was like, we're done. There's no reason for me to make a video on this, right? That was it. Should I have messaged her and said, hey, I've decided not to, maybe, I don't know. I just was I'm not interested in doing it. She sent a long thing. I didn't read it. If that makes me a mean person, that's fine. Then that was a mean thing to do, maybe. But for me, it's just strange. Like, dude, I'm gonna be honest. It's strange that you, like, I understand with you explaining it a little bit more, it makes a little bit more sense to me. But like, for someone that makes the types of videos that you make, where you definitely go in on people, like whether or not you think it's mean or you don't think it's this, you don't think it's that, like, it's kind of strange to me that like me just literally typing out the guy was kind of mean, like, made you so mad. Like, because I have, like, I know that you have definitely said, like, you've, again, like, do your thing. Like, I'm not sitting here saying you can't do it. Like, that's not my place to say it. But it's like, you've gone in, like, on people, right? Someone in the comments said mean gets views, right? Like, going in on people, I've associated with people in the past that ended up, over time, I realized, like, yo, I don't want to associate with this person anymore because they started getting mean. And so I was like, I'm done associating with that person. And I'm sure people can kind of guess who I'm talking about there. Like, so, and trust me, those people are white. Like, it has nothing to do with the color of your skin. Like, I don't, it sounds silly that I have to explain that. Not because, like, I understand, like, hearing you explain, like, your point of view, I get it. And I'm not saying that it's silly that you think that. But, like, for me, it's like, I feel like I have to, like, explain myself because then people are going to label me something that I truly don't believe that I am. Like, I honestly thought you were being kind of mean, and so that's what I said. Like, there was no, like, other intention, other motive. Like, I didn't plan on you seeing that. I didn't think she was in it. Like, we'll get into the whole sharing the DMs thing. Like, I was just, like, honest, like, yo, I'm not gonna make a video. Like, I thought the guy was being kind of mean.
Okay, cool. No, listen, there's no problem there. I think the fine line is the thing, right? I just think that when one of the points that were being brought to me is that, you know, how do you define someone mean when you haven't even seen a full video from them, you know? And I get what you're saying about the video that I made, but like I said before, when I make a video, by the end of it, people will then understand why I've gone into depth or why I have.
I understand that, but like I said, like, I watched the first part of the video and then I made my assumption. So, like, I feel like if you know that, like, at the end of the video you have this diatribe that you, like, try to explain to people, this is what I think, like, okay, that's fine. Like, I've already said in my video, I was lazy, I didn't watch the videos. Like, I just don't know why we have to bring this part up. It feels very manipulative to me. Like, it really does. Like, you being like, I don't want to call you that, but this is what other people are saying. Like, that to me feels like you're trying to say it without saying it. And I don't, if you don't think it, then why even say it? Is like my thought there.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Okay, so let's move from the conversation. But at the end of the day, you know, obviously, at the end of the day, the question that I've been asked so many times, obviously, had to be brought up because when people ask me a question so many times, it's like, okay, cool, maybe I'll bring stuff, so I'm bringing it up. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, was I mad? Absolutely not. That's the bottom line. You know what I mean? But one of the reasons why I actually brought it up is because, you know, you are someone that is a very nice guy on camera, you know what I mean, which is fantastic. And you obviously have your way of doing video, which is fantastic, you know. It's just that obviously when I was sent information about your moderators in your Discord, apparently plan on doxing me. I was like, yo, I thought this guy's a nice guy. How come he's got moderators that's doing madness like that? You know what I mean? So he took me off, and that was one of the reasons why I was motivated to make the video that I made. But to be honest with you, my video that I was going to make about you anyway, I was going to make that before the DM, because what happened was that there was a time before when you made a video about Amberlin Reed, you know what I mean? And I even spoke about in that video, and I said pretty much the same thing I said in Alexander video about even though the information you're giving is very informative, you know, we cannot neglect the way these women are actually acting on camera and how they're manipulating the audience, you know what I mean? But listen, it is what it is. So let's just move on from that, you know what I mean? It's just
so
the thing is, we have to agree to disagree, that we do things differently.
Yeah, that's fine. Who do you think was trying to dox you? Because I know that you spoke to Rachel, who is my producer and one of the moderators and one of the admins in my Discord. So who was trying to dox you? Because I would like to know.
I do. I mean, do you want me to tell you now or after camera?
Yeah, tell me now.
Oh, okay, hold on a minute. I've got to just get my phone up because obviously I was told it was one of your moderators. It goes by the name of, and I believe this guy also talked about it. Apparently, I had, hold on, let me get the DMs up real quick. Sorry, not the DMs, sorry, the screenshots. Just not it. My apologies. Okay, right. It's a guy that goes by the name of Twitch Mode and Not So Sparky. He was one of. Actually, hold on a minute. Give me a second. Oh, what's going on here? My phone's buzzing out. Yeah. Yes, that's it. Yeah. So that guy said that he used to dox people for fun and ruin their career with one photo. I'm sorry. Hold a minute. Hold a minute. I'm just getting told right now who it was. I said that's the wrong name. I do apologize. Hurry up, please. Can you please tell me who it was again? Hurry up. Yeah. So yes. The person that goes by the name Not So Sparky. Yes, that is the person himself in particular. That is the one that was sent to me who said that he was planning to dox me to ruin my career or to ruin careers because that's what he does. You know what I mean? And apparently that I made a YouTube page from a wife that I had once upon a time that I cheated on apparently. And I bought 7K of my subscribers. So yeah, it's just that when I saw that kind of stuff like being sent to me, like yo, that stuff is low key triggering. You know what I mean? You're like, Yeah, you know what I mean? So obviously when those things happen, when everybody knows you to be an amazing guy, which you are, you know what I mean? It makes you think, how do you end up with moderators that are just moving mad? You know what I mean?
So Sparky isn't a moderator in Discord. He is a moderator on my Twitch chat, which is completely different.
No, I'm just showing me what I was told, that's all.
Yeah, so do you believe everything that you're told?
Well, here's the thing. I was shown proof of your people in your Discord. They made it, and then they made a little group where they watched my video. So obviously the video only get one view as well. You know what I mean? And yeah, so everything that I was told, it was given to me within that moment in time. So it's not like I was just told.
Wait, dude. I'm sorry, but you can't complain about someone watching one of your videos in Discord
No,
when you have a channel where you watch videos and you get views.
No, you asked me a
right?
question, I was answering it.
So I mean, I feel kind of bad that I have to do this, but Sparky is a moderator in my Twitch. I feel Sparky has autism. Okay, so he is and I know I'm not, dude. I'm not trying to manipulate you. Like that's just the truth. So I'll have a conversation with him because that's not cool. And like 100%, if that was said, we'll have a conversation. So just know that you won't be getting doxxed. That's not going to happen. Like you have my word on that. I'm sorry that you even thought that was a possibility, because 1000% that will never happen from my community with my knowledge. Like people do things, right? I can't control everybody, but I will 1000% never be okay with anything like that. Okay. Yeah. Like at all. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about, is the screenshots that were shared with you. Did you have any sort of remorse for taking screenshots that you had really nothing to do with and just like blasting it on your channel?
Not really, no, to be honest with you. I'll keep it 100. I mean, end of the day, I'm sitting here, you know what I mean, minding my own business, and obviously like I get these screenshots of being, you know, and the thing is, you know, being told that I was this mean person, you know what I mean? I was like, listen, man, you know, this is, but the thing is, I wasn't really going to make a video anyway about the fact that I was like, okay, that video that you made, as informative as it was, it just didn't, you know, it neglected a lot of the things that Miss Alessandra Rodriguez has obviously done, you know what I mean? And I know a lot of her followers, I know how they feel because they've been coming towards me for such a long time, you know? So obviously I was like, yeah, let me just make the video voice, because I did the same thing prior anyway with an Amberlynn video anyways, you know what I mean? So I was giving my opinion. And obviously when I was given the screenshots, end of the day, I saw them, I was like, oh wow, okay. I mean, like, how am I a mean person? I was like, okay. And I was like, listen, you know what? To be fair, here's the thing. I believe that it doesn't matter how good of a person people are. If we do something sometimes that I believe that we should be held accountable, then we should, 100%. I mean, if you're asking me, did I not think twice about it? No, you know what I mean? I got it and I was like, yeah, that's it, you know what I mean?
So you don't think that sharing people's private messages to thousands of people is, like, you wouldn't consider that mean by any means?
No, I mean, it is mean, but at the same time, if I'm doing a video to hold someone accountable and I have the evidence at hand, that's the bottom line.
Okay, so you do think it's mean. All right. So, and then as far as like holding me accountable, like I know that you called me a liar. So what in my video makes me a liar?
I have to ask you one question though. Have you actually seen my video?
No, that's why I'm asking.
I mean, it's a pointless question if you haven't actually seen the video, to be honest with you, because, you know, it's important. Here's the thing, you know, we both obviously clearly function two different ways. If I make a video about me, I'm gonna watch it so I can have my opinion on why they made the video they have. And then if I'm gonna call them out to obviously have a conversation about it, which is understandable, then obviously, you know, I'm gonna be prepared. But obviously, if you haven't seen it, for me, really and truly, I don't think it's a conversation that's even pointless having, to be honest with you. So
you don't want to answer the question?
I mean, if that's the narrative you want to run with, we can run with that narrative. I haven't got a problem with that.
So you do believe that I'm a liar?
Well, I mean, if I said it in my video and I had the evidence of why I said it, then that means I would have said you're a liar based on information I have. But obviously, if you watch the video and you could tell me otherwise, I could then sit and say to you, well, okay, well, I said what I said based on what I had. But if you're telling me that I had it in the wrong way or whatever, and therefore you can say, well, no, I'm not a liar. I'll be like, okay, cool. But that's what I'm trying to say to you. Like, whether or not I believe you're a liar or not, the conversation we're having here isn't based on the information that I provided. And that's why when I make videos, I make it with information. So therefore, if you come towards me, you can use the information that I've used against you, against me. And then I can be like, okay, cool. I understand where I use this one and I said that, and you're saying that's not the truth. And I'm like, okay, cool. How do we go about this? But we're not in that situation now. So for me to sit here and say to you, yes, I do believe you're a liar, whatever, obviously you can come at me with whatever answer you have, but it's not really going to hold anything based on why I say you was a liar.
Why is it so hard for you to just like tell me why you think I'm a liar? Is there a reason why you're dodging it?
I don't think you're listening to what I'm saying. There's no dodging here. What I'm trying to say is that I came in here to have a conversation based on the video that I made. That's what I came to have. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So if I'm
confused because I said in my video that I didn't watch your video, right? So you knew that I didn't watch it, and you knew that we were gonna have a conversation. So I don't understand how this is surprising information to you. Is all I'm saying.
So I said the reason why you was a lie is because in your what do you call it, in your comment that you made, so on the video that you made about Alexander Rodriguez, in the comment itself alone, you said in that video, and you said in it that you knew nothing about the lies, but the screenshot showed that you knew about the lies, or at least you was told about it anyway. So therefore, because you didn't know about them, that's why I said you was a liar. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, 100%. And like dude, that's all I was asking. So the thing that's frustrating is, so I made the follow-up video, right? And I told, like, I literally said in those screenshots that I didn't read it. Like, I just didn't read it. And so, like, again, that could make me a mean person. Like, and lazy, like I said, you were right on that, 100%. I was lazy. Yep. Like, I'm not going to dispute that on that video. Like, I was. So I didn't read it. I watched, like, I mean, we're going in circles now, but like, I watched the first part of your video. I wasn't interested, left the conversation, right? Like, didn't see what she wrote. Like, that's, I don't like, so I didn't see that there was more going on there. And then I made the video lazily, like I said, and I completely like missed the mark. And then I made a follow-up video. And so, like, knowing that, do you still think that I'm a liar?
Knowing that you didn't read it, you say?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay, so here's the thing. See, that's just a whole twist in the words. I mean, listen, either way, the comment says that I knew nothing but the lies. Someone has given you this information, and obviously the person believes that you have read the information. That's why they obviously pulled you up and said, hey, what happened here? This is what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, like, I'm still going to stand by what I said. I mean, I get what you're saying now. What you're saying now may say that maybe you're not a liar, but the fact is, though, there was information given, and you neglected it for whatever purposes. That's up to you.
100%.
You know what I mean? But I'm not. But therefore, I'm still not going to go back on what I said, because I said what I said because the proof was in the pudding, and that's just the bottom line. But listen, if you want to go about it in the way of, okay, but I didn't read it, and I did say that I didn't read it, are you a liar? Well, I guess maybe you're not a liar. You know what I mean? But either way, it doesn't necessarily make the situation any better.
So I mean, I'm not trying to, like, I'm trying to ask the questions. I'm basing it off the title of your video, right? It was like lazy liar and all about himself, right?
But John, you're saying you want to talk about this based on time of video. But the way I see it is like, why have a conversation about the time of video without the video being watched? Because if it has, listen, you're a content creator. If you make a title, you make it because you want people to watch the video to find out why the title says what it says. So if you've chosen to not watch the video itself alone, okay, and you're choosing to now find out information from my mouth here, I don't see how that's, I mean, I don't see what the respect level is. You know what I'm saying? Because when I made my video of you, I watched what you did. You know what I'm saying? I didn't just watch a portion and say, hey, guys, Johnny's this guy. You know what I mean? And this is the difference that we have here. The difference that I have compared to you is that when you came out with the narrative of me being mean, you made it on a portion of 2 minutes of a video. When I made my one, it was like I watched your video and watched videos beforehand. So I built up this information that I use to hold people accountable. That's what I do, right? If I don't have information, I don't say nothing. So for me, if I'd seen a portion of your video, there's no way that video would have existed. There's no way I would have even had an opinion on you. But this is what the difference is between you and I. You see what I'm saying? And listen, like I said, some things we're gonna have to agree, just disagree.
Yeah, that's fine. But the thing is that, like, you're acting like I made a whole video saying, like, you're super mean. I was talking to a person that asked me a question and I just gave them an answer. Like, I wasn't trying to call you out. Like, that wasn't my goal. I was trying to be honest with the young lady that sent me the message, and I said, hey, this is why I didn't bring that up. And that's what it was. Like, I wasn't trying to, like, call you out. I wasn't trying to start some narrative that you were mean. I thought we were having a private conversation that wasn't going to go out to everyone, right? Like, like, I'm not trying, you're the one that shared the DMs first, right? You're the one that started the narrative. You're the one that, like, put it out there. And then obviously I put it in my video because I knew that if I didn't share the DMs, people were like, what are you trying to hide? Why aren't you sharing this? Yada, 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 right? Like, that's why I did that. Like, even if you are mean, like, I don't care, bro. Like, I really don't care. Like, that's totally fine. Like, the reason that we're having this conversation was because I didn't want to watch the video, man. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but, like, the content that you make, like, those types of videos, I don't enjoy watching them. Like, not even if they're just about me. Like, if they're about Amberlyn Reed, Foodie Beauty, whoever, like, I don't want to watch it. Like, it affects me. Like, I don't enjoy it, right? So that's why I was like, let's actually have a conversation instead of going back and forth and making videos, right? Like, why would we do that when we can have a face-to-face conversation? Like, that was my goal. Bro, I promise you, like, I wasn't sitting here trying to make you look like a mean person. I was having a conversation with someone that sent me a private message, like, and that's what that was, right? So, like, I understand, like, that I mean, I don't really understand why you think I was trying to make some narrative that you're a mean person, because, like, I wasn't trying to make it public. I wasn't trying to, like, share with a bunch of people that you're mean. Like, that's not what I was trying to do. And I know it sounds like I'm not trying to, like, I was talking behind his back. Like, dude, it was literally someone that messaged me about a video. I let them know, hey, I'm not going to make the video. That was it, right? Like, I don't feel like I'm a mean person, and it makes me feel bad that you think I was like out here trying to spread this lie or this misinformation that like you're a a mean black man, like you said, right? Like that's not what I'm trying to do.
No,
That's
that's
not
not
what
what
I'm
I
about.
said. I'm just saying what they're now. That's the narrative that's now being run with. You see what I'm saying? Because, but I'll tell you why people are now running that narrative. It's more because, okay, so obviously the word mean itself came from a DM. Fantastic. I'm the one that then brought it to the screen. Okay, fantastic. But then when you made your video asking me to have an invitation in that video, you referred to me as mean multiple times. So when you do that, when you say, hey guys, so I'm going to invite him to come over anyway, but yeah, I still believe it's mean, right? It builds something in people's heads. That's what happens. But the thing is, John, the thing that you're not understanding that I'm trying to explain to you is that there is a narrative that's now being built, because here's the thing: you are a guy who's got 700 or K followers, right? And obviously you have a platform where you are a nice person. You are this guy, right? Which is fantastic. So obviously the people that follow you and obviously support you, whatever. Whenever you say a certain word about someone, people are going to run with it however they see fit. So the thing is that the thing that has now become a problem to the people that I know on my side, right? What they are now going with is that if you're now going to make a video where you say I mean without actually watching myself properly, but then you made videos about other people, which I won't say the names, but you never said it then, but you know about them. It goes away. But this is the thing: I didn't come on it really and truly to have a full-on conversation about the word mean. I just wanted to have a say about all I wanted to do, really and truly say, listen, just so you know, people are running this narrative about you that I don't agree with, and I'm saying that I don't believe that you was mean in this way, and I wanted to put it out there, and then we could move on and talk about other things. But I feel like now we're just going in on this mean thing way too much, because for me as a person individually, it's not that deep. It really doesn't bother me, because I know that if I'm making videos the way I make them, I know I'm going to get hate. I know I'm going to get certain people feeling some type of way. Listen, I'm all for it. It's fine. You know what I mean? I'm not going to create content the way I do and not expect backlash. It's going to happen, But I just wanted to just make you aware of, the fact that this has happened now. There is this thing happening around him, And I was just saying, listen, just so you know, blah, 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 blah. That's it. Let's move. I'm looking to move from the conversation, but it's up to you.
Okay. I mean, I understand wanting to move on, but again, like I think it's a little unfair when like you're saying that I'm running with this narrative when you were the one that shared the private messages first. Like, yeah. I don't understand. Like, I wouldn't have made that video, period, if your video didn't exist, correct? Like, do you think I would have brought you up if you... No, right? So that's what I'm trying to say here. That's why I don't feel like it's like you're sitting here saying you're running with this narrative. It's like, dude, you made a video about me that I literally had to respond to because it was like, if I didn't, I was going to deal with comments and comments and comments and comments. So I made a video talking about it, like, and being honest, like, yeah, I think you're mean. Like, I wasn't trying to like there was no like motive behind that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just...
Okay. I have one question. I just have one question, okay? Like I said, I was going to make the video regardless of whether those screenshots existed or not. So the question is this. The video that I made wasn't necessarily based on those tweets per se. The video that I made was more based, like I said, if you'd watched it, the video was more based on the fact that when you made the video about Alexander Rodriguez, you didn't call her out for the real thing that everybody wanted to call it. Now, listen, I know why you didn't, because that's what you do. But obviously, my video was based on, okay, John, I like what you do, but can we not, also talk about what these women are doing to people's mental health, okay? So that was the actual whole big part of the actual video, to be fair. But, you would have had to have seen it to know it. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, like I said before, it's just that obviously in that video stuff, yeah, obviously I made the main thing, but to be honest with you, that wasn't even the pure focus of the video. You see what I'm saying? I understand why you want to keep talking about it, but like I said, I've made the video. I said what I said for the reason that I said it. I understand you're uncomfortable that I obviously used the screenshots. I get it. But again, like, I feel like we're talking about something that, like...
Okay, fair enough. We'll move on.
It's the least important thing to me.
We'll move on.
The main thing is the least important thing. The thing that matters to me the most is the fact that, there are women on this platform, right? And like I said before, this is not the first time I made a video. And the thing that makes me wonder is this: if I never made my video the way I made it, would you have actually ever reached out and said, hey, let's have a conversation? Because for me personally, I came in to have a conversation about something completely different. The conversation that I wanted to have with you was, okay, cool, I like what you do, but at the same time though, you made a video about Amberlynn Reid, you made a video about Stella Williams, you made a video about Alexander Rodriguez. And the thing that all these three women have in common, in my opinion, based on the information that I provide on my channel, obviously, but you have to see it to know it, right? Is that they all use tactics or manipulation to their audience. And what happens is they are affecting their audience's mental health. Now, for me, I target a lot about what these YouTubers are doing about mental health. Now, again, you may not like the way I do it, but then again, I don't know how you can know it if you haven't seen my videos per se. But I structure my videos in a way to say, hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, these people are doing madness right now. They're doing certain things that is really going to affect your state of mind. And if you continue kind of like even, if you follow their path, if you try and live it vicariously through them, because you know as much as me, when people watch someone, they get really invested in that person. You know what I mean? They worship that person, to a whole different degree. Just like your subscribers, they worship you. That's why when you made the video yesterday and you mentioned me, they all came over to the video that I made about you and just threw on a bunch of dislikes and a bunch of hate comments without even because they ran with the narrative that you were told them. But listen, it is what it is. It's going to happen, right? But like I said before, I came in to explain what I do and why I do it. You know what I mean? And for me, it's like when I watched your video, I was like, okay, cool. Let me see if I can make another video. Because this is now really been the third video that I would have made based on you saying, come on, John, like, listen, I know it's not the kind of area you're doing, but because you're on a big platform, if you make a video that is basically covering up these women's behavior, all they're going to continue doing is using your name. Because when you did it with Amber Lynn, she then came out on Instagram and then used you as her defense. You see what I'm saying? And then when you did it with Stella Williams, she then made a whole reaction to your video using you as a defense. And then, obviously Alex hadn't done it yet, but I was like, it's going to come at some point, right? So I'm thinking, hold on a minute. I can't keep allowing these women to use you, because you're a nice person, you deliver your stuff the way you do. I can't have that anymore, because the more they do it, it's giving them more of a purpose to keep ruining people's mental health. You see what I'm saying? Like Alexander Rodriguez is someone that is ruining a lot of body dysmorphia situations. You see what I'm saying? So like I said before, listen, if me making the video the way I made it is what brought you to my attention, would I take it back? Absolutely not, because either way, I've now got your attention, right? Which is fantastic. And my attention that I just wanted to let you know is that when you do make your videos sometimes about whoever you're making it about, maybe, just maybe if you've got time or whatever, I don't know your schedule, right? If you could maybe look into other aspects that's away from the health. But of course, if that's not your niche, that's fine. Do what you got to do. But I'm just saying that your name right now is being used by some of these YouTubers to help them carry on the narrative, you know what I mean? Which I don't think is fair. You know what I mean? So when I was making videos on you, I was more holding you accountable for not touching on those bases, or at least saying, bro, just know what's happening around your name right now. You know what I mean? Because I know you live by your name. I know you live by your brand. Your brand is everything. You see what I'm saying? And what you don't need is these YouTubers doing. But
the thing is, like, you're saying I don't need that, but like, what if I just don't really mind that much? Like, if Amberlynn Reed,
mind, that's fine. If you don't, I would have never known unless you told me. So that's fine. If you don't mind, you don't mind. That's on you. You see what I'm saying?
So when I make the videos, like, I don't go into it to look at the little tiny details, right? Like, I explained this in my most recent video, right? Like, is to talk about an eagle's eye view. And like, I messed up last time, right? I missed the where she was lying about getting surgery, right? Totally, I messed up. And I made a new video explaining how I messed up, and that was it, right? Like, when it comes to, again, like Amberlynn Reed or Stella Williams and stuff, like, I'm not trying to drag them in my videos. I'm not trying to like make them like watch my video and have a panic attack. I'm not trying to make them like freak out. I want to understand where they're coming from and then share my perspective and think, what if I was in this position, what would I do, right? I know that you said in your video that I'm full of myself and I talk all about myself. Like, there's a reason that I do that, right? Like, I haven't seen your videos, but I've had Rachel, who you've met, she watches some of the videos and like will let me know if it's worth talking about or not. Like, she helps me in that regard, right? So she watched your videos and kind of let me know what the basis on the criticism was, right? So I know that was one of the things you said. And so when it comes to that, like, the reason that I do that is because I like to put myself in their position and try and understand and try and think, like, what would I do if I was in this position, right? Like, with Alex, would I lie and say I didn't get surgery? Absolutely not. That's really messed up, right? I would never do that. I would be very open from the start, right? Like, yeah. Of course. But like with Amberlynn Reed, that whole situation, like, it's hard to put myself in that position because I was obviously never as large as she was. I didn't have any sort of following when I was bigger. But like, I talk about, like, man, what would it be like to have your whole brand based on you being a large individual and then being afraid to lose weight? Like, when I talk about the health at every size, like, I talk a lot about, like, if your brand is like with Tess Holliday is being larger and then you end up losing weight, like, what does that mean for you, right? That means that you're probably going to deal with hate from both sides of the aisle, right? You're gonna deal with hate from people that are like have been inspired by you and have decided to stay larger or whatever, like, that are inspired by being a large individual. And then you're also going to deal with hate of people like, oh, see, you're losing weight because I knew you were unhealthy and now you're losing weight. So it's like, I try and understand, like, I'm not saying that I agree with what they're doing, but it's like, dude, I can understand that would be a crappy situation to be in, right? Like, that's my goal. I don't go into, like, if I talk about like Amberlynn Reed or these people like Alexander Rodriguez, I don't go and try and like get all these receipts and like do all that stuff, because like, personally, like, you can call it lazy, that's fine, but like, that's not what's interesting to me, right? Like, what's interesting to me is about like the psychological, like the other things that are going on, the larger overarching picture, and that's what I try and do, right? And like, it's fine that you do other stuff. Like, I don't have, again, like, dude, I don't have a problem with it. I'm not sitting here saying you shouldn't do it. Like, would I do it? No, but like, just like you wouldn't do the videos that I do. Like, it's fine, right? We're different people. Like, that's kind of what, that's why I do what I do, right? Yeah. And so like, I just wanted to explain that. Like, that was really important to me, because like, I feel like you think that like, because I might not get into like the little things, I'm being like lazy, which is like, if that's what you think, that's fine. But like, that's when I look into these videos,
Yeah.
that's the goal that I have. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's fine. At least, like I said, at the end of the day, I do one way, you do one way, and I do one way, you do another way, and that's fine. That's the bottom line. Do you know what I mean? That's it. So yeah, listen, we've had a conversation. I'm happy we had a conversation. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm good. You know what I mean? I've always been good anyway, but yeah, I'm happy. Whatever. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, man. I hope you have a good rest of your. I know it's kind of later there,
Yeah.
but I hope you have a good rest of your night, dude.
Thank you, and yourself, and yourself. Thank you so much. And yes,
right.
just keep doing what you're doing as always. Thank you so much.
Sounds good, dude. See you later.
Peace.
All right.